I'm the product manager at Nextio. Nextio is a startup based in Vienna, founded 2 years ago. What we focus on is data sharing. I prepared something, of course. I want to talk about data sharing. I really appreciate the topics before, because what I also brought with me is some deeper dive, and I know 10 minutes, I won't go too deep, to policies, because I think it's very important, and a lightning talk should be something that opens up, that gives input, that collects input. And what we want to do here is having input for the breakout sessions later on. So, but I've heard so much right now, and I don't know, so excited by having so many mind-alike people here, having all the same problems, because basically we're all people. My role in the company is, how do we find out which problems to solve? So we want to build software that enable cross-company data sharing. We want to build software, so solve problems at our customers, how they can share data. And we all know how big this topic is, and I have another 8 minutes. But what are the real issues? What I experience every day, I'm not the technical person, and I'm not the salesperson. I'm in between, everywhere, in between the customer, and also a requirements engineer. I have to understand the problems, how to translate, and which features we actually need. Because usually if you ask a customer, what do you want? Like we just heard before, yeah, that's cool stuff, but we think we're not there yet. I really often hear, yes, of course, we need the most elaborate metadata schemas and nested stuff, and we can link anything to any. And if you ask just, why do you want to do this? Which problem does it solve? It's like, well, looks cool. So having problems out there to solve and having features, having technical possibilities, does not mean that we all have to do this at once. So what I brought today is how we, so we're building software, how we see the problem to solve and what we want to tackle. So if we're talking about data spaces, data sharing, what basically happens is you have a data source, in this example with a file, so very simple, broken down to anything. You have a connector in place. Then what we call a hub is the platform, the software, the piece of software where you get into it, that you can arrange and describe your data as a source of metadata, connect to policies to call to create the so-called data offer. Oh, okay. With this data offer, you see the metadata, you see the policies, so all the things you need to agree on if you want to access the data, and if it's agreed, connectors talk to each other, and the data goes to the. So that's of course a very high-level description of what is our project about, what is our software about, and I just jump to the next slide. This topic is far too big for 10 minutes, and this is just a small input for the talks in the afternoon. But the last days, especially, were a lot about policies. If I talk to potential customers, to the network, to anyone who is in touch with data spaces, with data sharing and so on, it's what we need and what we can actually build, and how we currently proceeding on this are completely different approaches. To us, it's very interesting, and I think in general it's very interesting to ask the question where we can create value out of this, because doing something just because we can do it maybe will not provide the value we're looking for. So if we're talking about policies, we're currently somewhere at picking an agreement and not exactly knowing what's happening then. And on the other side, what do we need to have really automatically enforced policies? If I'm talking about this, I mean stuff like the data must remain in a specific country, or how can I use it? Can I use it for AI training? Do I have to analyze it? And so on. So bringing this down to real use cases, finding out where value is created at the customer is really the path that we're trying to go to create value and building the right things, because there's so many possibilities what we can actually build. The technical things we have out there we can use. And of course, standards is a big topic, far too big for another 2 minutes here. But focusing on policies, focusing on where's the value created would be a great input for us, of course, as a company, for me as a person learning to understand the problem better, which problems to solve actually. And I think it's also a very good topic to discuss about, because as we've just heard from several perspectives, from several companies, from several approaches, we all have to tackle the same problems. And only if we focus on where value is created, we can build the right thing. So just make it extra short. What are the possibilities that have opened up with even having the possibility enforce policies? Which policies can be technically enforced, which not, where it doesn't make sense? What are the use cases out there? Where's value created to companies, but also to researchers? Which needs do we have? Where are maybe also the low-hanging fruits? Because if we, in my experience, what we're doing here, if you ask any person, what is a data space for you? How should it work? And so the answers are so different because it's so new to all of us. And it's not like there's a working standard out there. If we talk about standards, usually a group comes together and says, oh, there are 14 standards out there. We need one standard. Okay, let's build a new one. Well, you have then 15 standards. So there's so many problems out there, and it's so sometimes fuzzy. We all want this, but what is this? By asking why and where is value created, I think it's a very good approach to build the right thing, and we should start with the low-hanging fruits. And if we talk about policies and enforceable policies, let's focus on how can we ensure that the data syncs, so where the data gets stored, is in the right country. Maybe that's one of the first low-hanging fruits, and so on. So I'm really looking forward to your input. I'm really looking forward to the discussions in the afternoon, having some more insights about the problem to solve and maybe how we can tackle it, and not just building features to have features, building something that really gives value to us, to the community, to the economy, and what we're aiming for. Thank you.